Hi Aries, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. I'm going to pull you an oracle card. Sorry, I'm just shuffling the deck before I shuffle the general tarot. Fork in the road. I'm sort of laughing because your ruling sign's going into Gemini, and Gemini is the fork in the road. So there might be some decision to be made. Okay, and Gemini is always represents two choices. The trick with Gemini is always to follow your heart. So some of you might be having a head and heart choice. Some of you might feel that your heart so wants to do something, but your head is in a little bit of turmoil around it. That's quite natural, by the way, because when we go forward to initiate change, there's always this voice in our head that tells us to keep safe, okay? It's not a negative, but we need to bring it into awareness. So it no longer controls us, but we're in control of it, by the way, and not the other way around. So give me 6 cards for the sign of Aries, please, for the week ahead. Queen of Cups behind you. 8 of Swords as the gift. Okay. The Moon card is a challenge. The Devil showing up in your relationships can be a Capricorn, by the way. I'll clarify. The Wheel of Fortune as the central issue. So there's some sort of changing of circumstances here, some sort of turnaround of events. The High Priestess under the Moon as the outcome. An awful lot of receptive energy. So receptive energy is very much of it not going out to make everything happen, but really it's about being still within in order to receive guidance about the next step forward. That is how we receive guidance, Aries. We don't get guidance by going forward to force something to happen. All we get then is the energy of resistance. We get people's backs up. When we learn to take a step back, and that's what the High Priestess and the Moon are both about. They're about that deep well of knowledge within us that sometimes we need to tap into in order to receive guidance about the way forward, because that's probably what the fork in the road is meaning. The Queen of Cups behind you is this is either going to be a water sign person or someone that's been very, very compassionate in your life, or it's a part of you. So you've been offering this gift of love, compassion, all the fruits of the divine, basically, is the Queen of Cups, yeah? But she's walking towards the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is the gift, which means do not push anything. It's almost like going, you know, sometimes we go into a state of meditation. We go into a retreat, we go into quiet time. What we're doing then is we're going into a state of peace in order to receive guidance about the best possible way forward. So the 8 of Swords is the gift, is saying do not force this. Because the more you push, the more pain, the more resistance, and the more stress you're going to cause. Take a step back. There is nothing in life that does not work by taking a step back. I call it the sacred pause. And it's that sacred pause that allows us to respond rather than react. Because when we're reacting, we're just coming from old bullshit, basically. The sacred pause is about taking a step back. Do not force anything this week, Aries. okay? Because the moon card is a challenge, which is being in the great mystery. But the sun comes after nighttime. It's like the seed is born from the darkness. So when we're in the moon as a challenge, you have to allow things to unfold for you, because everything in this world is always in a process of being created. Messages are always being received if we slow down enough to allow them to emerge. The devil is showing up as how other people are showing up for you. It can be a Capricorn, or it can be there's people in your life that are maybe putting up a little bit of resistance. There might be people in your life who are a little bit out of balance. Everyone's got people in their life, Aries, that are out of balance. I'm sort of laughing because it's true. But what is the devil card about for Aries? The Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups comes forward and he makes emotional offers, but it's with the devil card. That's a very strange combination. So either the Knight of Cups is coming from a Capricorn, or this Knight of Cups is a very, very interesting Knight of Cups, because what he's also bringing with him, I mean, the devil card's got many meanings. It tends to talk about a very, very, very powerful attraction, by the way, very powerful. So for some of you, it can be about this. I want another card. I'm a little bit intrigued, but I don't really think I've ever seen these two cards together. The King of Pentacles was there, so another earth sign person. Some of you are dealing with an earth sign, by the way. That's it. Some of you might be feeling trapped by the earth sign, by the way, though. But I love the Knight of Cups because it's not a serious card. It's just a sort of, you know, going out for dates, having emotional offers. There's nothing heavy about the Knight of Cups, but there's something weird about the Knight of Cups for the devil card. Yeah, look, it's with the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is about passion, it's about attraction, it's about the initiation of new directions. So, I mean, there's no way around it. Some of you have got one hell of an attraction going on here, by the way. Some of you are trying to break free from an oppressive situation because you want more lightness. So you're trying to move away from oppression towards this sort of much more self-expressive and much more passionate energy. I don't mean to laugh, Aries. It's just going to be different for everyone in these general readings. But the central issue is the Wheel of Fortune. And that's where the Eight of Swords is the gift. I think, you know, there's all shadows and light in the world. One of the shadows is that we make anything happen, by the way. Anything. I'm not saying that we don't act, but, you know, we are not the doer, basically, because the Wheel of Fortune is what's in charge of life, okay? And it's really realising that we move out of cards at the Eight of Swords. Actually, when we realise that, we move out of the tarot completely because we've came into a brand new world. The Wheel of Fortune, which is about time, is in charge of everything, by the way. And when we fully get that, there's just no more, there's nothing more to push, Aries. And that's when the energy of Aries can transform to its real higher energy, which is the energy of the life force of initiation. And it doesn't have to force anything anymore. And you get to feel at peace within your own being, because you realise that we can have quite a mad mind that just goes round and round and round in circles. But when we get off that wheel, literally, and we learn just to be at peace within our own being, is when really sort of heaven and earth sort of blend into one, to tell the truth, because the High Priestess is the outcome, which is very much about the energy of your soul. And then you get the Empress with it all, which is the energy of love. But none of these come by foot pushing. None of these come by putting our will onto other people. None of these come by banging our heads against the wall. All this energy comes into being through a state of grace. And it's about trusting, basically. And I'm not talking about not being truthful and not being genuine and not being authentic, because they're all parts of divine energy as well. But I almost want you to get out of that Eight of Swords by moving into the wheel. And you move into the wheel, there's this great turning cosmic mother who's making everything happen, Aries. And really the work that we have to do is really to honour our own inner world, you know, do the work of our soul and allow everything to work out around us, because it does. Okay? Bizarre reading. I don't quite get what's going on in your relationship, Aries. I'm not, I don't mean to laugh, it's very, very interesting combination of cards. So there's so many ways you might even, some of you might be meeting this new love in a setup that deals with addictions. It's that sort of ironic group of cards. And I swear, I don't think I've ever seen these cards together. And I love it, to tell the truth, because I love unusual things, and I love grit, because grit is part of soul, and there's something very, very gritty happening in your relationships, Aries, and I wish I knew what it was. Okay, loads of love, Aries. Bye.